Hello everyone and welcome to Hidden Talents. Today we have another special guest, Jack Geckler. He has worked on numerous films which he can tell you about, such as How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda. He's even got a couple others that are coming up, not yet released. One of the ones I think that everyone would come to mind with is Avatar 2.
A little film, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little blue, but we can work on. You have Frozen, which is also a little blue.
It's a little blue as well.
Yeah, and what's funny is they're both sequels.
They are both sequels, yeah.
Yeah. So we actually had this opportunity to talk because of Hall of Fame, and it brought all these Hall of Famers together. You're one of them because of the incredible work you have been doing in animation in the industry, and you're more than just an animator.
Thank you.
From what
I mean, I try to be.
Yeah.
When I go home at night, I try to be something else, yeah.
Yeah, and so one thing I realized is it's the first day of Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I get into the fishbowl because there's other Hall of Famers there. You're there too. And I'm hearing Gary Rizzo talking about office politics, like staying in your chair, not leaving the room. And then I hear someone else talking about demo reels. It was Joey Morelli.
Yeah.
And this what you're looking for.
Sure.
And it suddenly it brought to realization to me how close you guys are to us. It doesn't matter what my perceptions were; they were still wrong.
Right.
Teachers told us, everyone told us, look, these people want to help you, and you guys proved it in Hall of Fame.
That's kind of the idea. I mean, I think that's our biggest challenge when we come back. Is trying to explain to students.
I mean, we really are here for you guys. We all come back because we choose to come back. I spoke
with Cam earlier about how much and how passionate I am about it. That was one of the biggest things I look forward to when I got pseudo successful in my industry, was being able to come back and tell you guys, look, if I can do this, that was kind of my impact. If I can do this, you can 100% do this. And then also explaining my path, because I felt that was important. And not everybody gets a chance to do that. We always see online all these how to get rich fast schemes, but I was like, no, I want to come back and give the real. And what's great here is it's not just me. There's 52 of us back this Hall of Fame, all successful in their own industries, trying to do that. So like that fishbowl experience was amazing because you had Gary Rizzo with 2 Oscars is there just, telling you stuff, and Joey's in there, Leslie's down there. And it's like I'm helping a student, but then I can overhear what they're talking about. What's interesting is there's so many similarities across the disciplines here when you get to that level, when you get to that next level. It's just awesome, man. This is the best week ever.
And now that the week is over, I'm sure that the statistics constantly show how we constantly forget everything that we learn in college.
Sure.
So Hall of Fame was like college accelerated course on steroids. And we have all this new information. What is some advice on how we can digest that and make sure we're not just throwing this experience away?
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons why
usually if a student has taken the time to come up to talk to me and I'm giving them their time, I'm very fast at the very end to give them my contact information, because it's also a sign to me to show the student when they leave that they've reached out, they want to go to the next step and keep conversations going with me, because seriously, nothing makes me more happier than even years later, me still talking to a student that I helped, and at this point I've actually become a mentor to, telling me like they're working at this studio, they're doing this. I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome. And honestly, for us as a Full Sail family, all of us, that just grows our network that much bigger and bigger. So like the retention when it comes to a week like this, I think is just paramount in your overall career. Because at the core of Full Sail, sure, we learn all the tech, use all the toys, but networking, specifically in the entertainment industry, is everything. And I preach it heavily on how much it's everything. So weeks like this, that's what it's all about.
Like that time with you in the fishbowl, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
You eat it up.
I've been trying to eat up as much as I can, and hopefully I'm digesting it too. And hopefully when this all blows away, then we're releasing this interview after the Hall of Fame, and I just hope that I don't forget all the tips, even so now we're getting into after college.
Right.
We've been talking about while we're still here, but we have now getting into the real world. What is the culture that you're seeing in the places that you work that allows you to be an animator?
Oh my gosh, I think that's when it becomes the coolest thing, right? I think we realize as students here, we realize we're doing some cool stuff because you're in school and hopefully you're having fun with it. And you're like, this is so much better than, no offense to like somebody who wants to be an English major. That's awesome. We need those people, but that's not for me. I wanted to be on the toys. I wanted to play. And it doesn't really hit you at first that the studios and these environments have those toys until you get there. And then you walk in and it's toys on steroids. So I've been doing this now almost 20 years. And I've been now at Disney Animation about a month and a half. But before I came to Full Sail, I worked at Disney World in entertainment. And I was a puppeteer and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And the first trip down the animation corridor at my building, I was looking at posters and cell art from the Hercules. But I used to do the Hercules parade in the 90s here in Orlando. And to me, it was this crazy moment of seeing my life come really full circle. I can't believe I'm here.
It's a surreal kind of feeling. And that, if that doesn't motivate you, then the fact that we have pool tables, ping pong, free cereal bar, all the other perks that we get that are Google-esque, then I don't know what would. You know, and I think that's the thing. I think you need that kind of feeling where you're in the wrong business. And I still feel it every day. Every day I drive up to that building with a giant Fantasia Mickey hat. I'm like, I still can't believe I'm working here right now. This is insane to me, you know?
And even looking at your digital life,
yeah.
You don't just say, I'm an animator. You say,
No.
You talk about having strong leadership skills and project management skills. I think you're speaking into that with, like, it's getting that leadership focus on why we're doing it. It's not for the free cereal.
Sure. No, I mean, that is an amazing perk, though. Let me tell you. Like, any point of the day, you're like, want some cereal? You're good. No, with me,
I think you develop that over time. I think when you start your career, it really is, you're just trying to absorb everything like you do in school, but way more, because now that's your job. And you want to keep excelling at it. And to keep excelling at our careers, you need to keep learning and absorbing from other people. What I found was past my ability to do the art was my ability to communicate. And that was just, as I've gone through my career, that was a strength I've had. And that has now turned into this feeling of, I want to take that the next step further, and I want to be supervising shows, and I want to be leading shows, and I want to be mentoring more of the junior staff as they come in, because I found that was just something I was strong in. I had an ability to talk and not rub somebody the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And if the person was an introvert, I could still work with that. If they were an extrovert, I could work with that. Maybe they're a little crass, I'll just send Jack in there, he'll figure it out. And I love that, though. I'm odd that way, that I love being thrown into those scenarios. Because what I find on the other end, there's nothing that beats at an end of a show somebody walking up to you going, you were seriously the best supervisor I've ever had. This was amazing. And I want nothing from anybody. That moment's like, that's why we do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't have, like, How to Train Your Dragon, some of these other big feature films, they give you like a lot of time to get it right.
Sure.
But there are other projects where it's got to happen right now.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I've done a lot of commercials in the past, and I've also done a lot of TV. I was on not too long ago. I was on the Magnum PI pilot, the first episode of the show, and the turnaround time was ridiculously fast. Where I would be animating something and I might get one iteration, and that was kind of it. So your first pass has to be everything. And I worked 19 days straight. I was doing 12-hour days, and I mean, it's just a lot tougher now than like on an animated feature where I might be on it for a couple of years.
And our schedules are much more drawn out. You need to be willing and able to adapt between the two and stay versatile. Yeah.
So on that note, for us, I shouldn't say us, I'm in entertainment business, but you've got a lot of...
I work with a bunch of entertainment business people.
Yes, yes. I forget how much animation brings everybody in.
It really, really does.
Yeah. And the computer animation students, though, on campus, I mean, they only have 2 years here if they're taking accelerated.
Sure.
And not that much longer, even if they aren't.
Right.
What kind of projects should they be focusing on so that they can build their portfolio?
Yeah, and that's, it's funny.
You're talking about bringing everything together. And I think over my career, that's one of the biggest things I've learned is how much every one of the departments here at school kind of crossbreed once you get into the production environment. You know, I work at Disney Animation, but we have a recording studio, so all the recording students are there. We are making a movie. And just because it's 3D doesn't mean that we are not producing it the exact same way a Chris Nolan film would be produced and done. Down to the camera lenses that we're using in the computer are the exact same that you would use on an Aria or an Alexa or a Red. And it usually blows a lot of their minds when I'm telling them that, because as a student, that bigger picture, you haven't seen that yet. You don't know that that's there. So it's one of the things I try to share when I come back. So depending on what you want to do in animation, you know, I always try to tell them at least focus on one thing. It's great that you get a taste of everything, because that's helped me in my career, but focusing on the one thing that you're good at gets you in the door. After that, if you choose, you're really passionate about this, but it wasn't your favorite, at least you're in the door, and now you have room to kind of transition, because places like Disney and Blue Sky and DreamWorks, they let you cross-train. And if you show you're excelling in that, sure, transfer departments. But me being a good mentor and a friend even, I just want to see you get a job. See if you like it. You might get in there and be like, I don't want to work 10 hours a day. This is horrible. I'm not going to shed a tear for you because it's an amazing job, but you might find that out for yourself, and you won't know that until you get the job. So I would find a way to focus while you're here, learn everything everybody's teaching you, but focus on that one thing that you see you're really good at. Get in the door, and then kind of go from there.
I feel like you just gave us a secret sauce here.
I hope so. I hope so.
So I want to wrap this up, but
Sure.
I have one more question, because at Hidden Talents, we're about bringing everyone together to create side projects. That means that we believe that no project should try to, or no degree program should try to do everything for their project.
Right.
They need a network. What are some ways that computer animators and others in animation roles can help the rest of us?
Oh my goodness! One of the things I've been pushing for probably about the last year, and speaking with Larry Katz, who's another Hall of Famer and instructor here, is integrating computer animation with the film students a bit more, because the computer animation students can help extensively with pre-production for films. And I know a lot of the film students I don't understand, other than, well, let's just get some quick storyboards and then we'll go. But what a computer animation student can give you is, where do the cameras need to be set? Here's a layout quickly of the stage. Here's where you're going to be able to stand. Here's where you're not going to be able to stand. Where your actor's going to be. Cool, let's go ahead and set the lenses up right now. You literally could walk into the set with everything positioned one-to-one with what you have set up already on a laptop. And this is what's done in production.
Previs now, the studios spend a significant amount of money to have this, so that when they walk in, there's no money wasted. You're ready to go. There's no question answered.
Exactly.
It's right there on the laptop. You look on the laptop, and honestly, that all comes from a computer animation student. And it's crazy to me. When my first time I got to do that, I was like, this is the best gig ever.
Because for me, I got to kind of direct before the director. I'll get feedback from a director, but I was helping the creative process before he even goes and shoots. So I think for the film students, understanding what the computer animation students can do, and also the computer animation students knowing, look, you could go over to the film guys and be like, hey, is anybody doing this? Does anybody need help with that? Like, you know, I can set this up pretty fast in 3D and give you an idea, even with lighting. You know, how's lighting gonna look? Here's what we're using on our rig, and set it up in 3D so you can get it like, oh gosh, that doesn't look good. Okay, let's scrap that. Let's try something different. And you've done that without a whole crew there. So there's no money wasted.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man, smarter, not harder, man.
Yeah. So this is Hidden Talents with Jack Geckler.
And thank you.
It's been amazing. Thank you for sharing
Absolutely.
all about it. And guys, take advantage of these computer animation students.
Yeah,
take
please,
advantage of our Hall of
please.
Famers.
Yeah, I mean, don't take
take
advantage. But no, by all means, please feel that you can walk up and talk to us. We're humans. We were you. You know, 10, 20 years ago, we were in your seat, and we come back, and we're just as excited as you are to get to talk to each other. So, please do.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it.